Today we are going to be watching my Western Australia 2025 bouldering state titles. So there was 3 rounds in this competition. There's a qualifying, which was made up of 5 boulders. Then there's a semi-final, which is made up of 4 boulders, and then a finals, which is made up of 4 boulders. I unfortunately did not make finals, so a bit of a spoiler there, but you'll be seeing me in my 5 quali boulders and then my 4 semi-final boulders. How the scoring system works, if you guys don't know the scoring, the starting position, there's 4 tags and you need 4 limbs, so 2 arms, 2 legs. Some boulders might have 3 on one, 1 on the other. You'll see them as we go along. There is a 10-point hold and a 25-point hold. 25 is the top, 10-point is kind of the zone as we call it. And every attempt you take to hit the zone or the top, 0.1 gets taken off your score. Don't expect you guys to follow it all along, but just so you guys have a bit of an understanding as we're going through it. So yeah, let's get to it, and I'll show you guys how I did, and I guess review my own thing and see what I can learn. Ooh. So this first boulder, there's 3 on the left tag, and I thought it was supposed to start like this and kind of touch the left foot up, where I was mistaken. I immediately fixed my mistake and went like starting on the left, pressing on the right, and then just really awkwardly getting that foot up. It's a small box for a tall man with long legs. I'm not sure why I found this section so difficult. There is a crimp kind of almost where my right shoulder is, like an undercling, and I just completely forgot that it was there. So at this point I'm trying to figure out how to get to that zone hold without realizing that I'm completely missing an entire hold. So I just kind of commit to it, hoping to just squeeze it. And I almost did manage it. And then when I turned around, I kind of saw that crimp, which is that one that I'm actually using for the first move, which makes it even funnier that I forgot about it. See it there going to the crimp, and then as I move across, I can actually set myself up to get into the zone hold. So here I've moved into the position, so I've got the zone, and because it took me 3 attempts, that's a 9.8 on my scorecard. I made a little bit of an adjustment here, in the sense of when I went to the zone hold, I got my foot up first, so that when I hit the zone, I didn't have to readjust again, although I nearly slipped out of the zone, like I was just wet in the fingers. And then I missed the next, like the second last hold. I just didn't get deep enough. This is a boulder that suited my style quite a bit, especially this bottom section. The top section, not quite as much, but this bottom section suited it quite a bit. I felt pretty good on it. I just couldn't do the last move in any of my attempts. I was just struggling on that pinch. My coach had said that a lot of people matched into the pinch, but I just didn't see it. Or like I did see it, but I didn't think it was a viable option. And I just wasted a few attempts stuffing up the start move. Just kind of missing that pocket, not giving myself enough time, undershooting it a bit. I honestly think that if I didn't waste those 2 attempts dropping the first move, I would have had a bit more power, because I just kind of lost it here at the end and didn't give myself enough time to hit that slot properly. And then this boulder, I just kind of stuffed up the start a few times. I was trying to, there's some holes on the other side that I was trying to clamp down on. It just wasn't working. And I just planted my foot on the throttle volume and it felt fine. So I don't know why I was stuffing that up, but I made the adjustment, which worked out well. And then this move was super shoulder intensive, super like back, just cooked it. You have to really push hips into the wall. And obviously your shoulders have to press you into the feet, so it feels better. If you look at my left foot here, I'm putting it on the volume. I just couldn't get it out onto that jug that's planted on the outside, which would have just let me push my hips in a little bit more. I think that comes down to not trusting my feet enough, but also just not being strong enough in the shoulders. So yeah, I just need to get a bit better. Moving on to probably the easiest boulder in the quali round is the slab. There's not much to this. It's just kind of trusting your feet. That crimp's a bit blocked, so that's why it kind of threw me out a bit. I completely misread it from the ground, but I made good adjustments while I was on the wall, and then I just undershot that crimp. It was a bit higher on that volume than I thought, but then I made the correct adjustment on my second go. And this boulder was one that I'm actually very happy with how I went. It took me a few goes to kind of learn the move. Okay, one thing to watch out for here is on that first go, I banged my knee on the wall and I opened up the scab that was on my kneecap. So I had to make sure not to turn myself. You see the chalk on my leg there. I had to make sure not to show the judge my knee, because if he saw how much it was bleeding, he'd probably call me off and I'd have to tape my knee and I would waste time. And so the entire time that I turn around to my chalk bag, I have to like make sure I'm facing away from him. But yeah, I learned this move quite well. It's a move that I'm not normally very good at. This kind of like landing on a volume. I have made good progress on it in recent times. Just almost sinking up a bit so that I have the time, but also not going too high so that it bounces me off the volume when I land. It's a very delicate move, but I was able to nail it, which is quite good. This next move, I read it as like a jump up and then like foot stab on the black, which is a very, very high foot for me. I probably could have tried to jump a bit higher. I didn't trust myself on that crimp. I felt like I was going to fire out, but I should have just committed to it, gotten to the top corner of that undercling, and given myself more time. But it's just one of those things that on the day I didn't trust my hands and anything like that. So yeah, that's unfortunately comps. You see there, I was a bit higher and I almost stuck the move. So that got me through to semis. Actually, there's 24 people that got through to semis, and I got through in 20 seconds, so pretty low on the qualifying sheet. I almost didn't make it, which would have been very depressing, but yeah, I was lucky enough to make it, and my mentality just shifted onto the semi-final day. This is another one of those moves that I used to not be very good at, but in recent times, just really learning the movement of it, I've actually made quite a bit of progress. Still not anywhere near where it needs to be, but you see how I'm just kind of like committing to jumping across. My foot placement, I missed the foot on that big one every single time, but I almost just went stuff it and committed to hitting it poorly and just dropping my right foot down, which just seemed to work. So even though I hit the foot terribly, I was able to do the move just because my timing was really well done. I'm actually enjoying these kinds of moves now and just understanding the movement. And yeah, I was quite happy with how I did. I read this as like pressing myself into the left foot, leaning off on that zone hold, and then getting the right foot up. But the intended is actually just to undercling that right hand and pop your right foot up. So I just misread it just a tiny bit, but it's also not the end of the world because it was a zone after like 5 attempts, I can't remember, maybe 6 attempts. Yeah. I'm running out of time here, so I just thought I'd rapid fire the go. That was actually really good. Like, I actually landed on a good part of the foot, but then I got timed out. This boulder was my least favorite boulder in the entire comp, purely because of the fact that it destroyed my knee and my hamstring. So I don't know if you guys have been following along in my Road to Worlds, all those videos, but my hamstring has been a bit cooked for a little while now. And every time it gets better, I do something that makes it worse. And this pistol squat, there's just a lot of pulling through the hamstring, which, yeah, I was not having a lot of fun with. I'm generally pretty bad at pistol squats in general. Even when my hamstrings are pretty good, it's definitely an area that I need to work on. But obviously, just trusting it with a sore hamstring just makes it all the more harder. I honestly don't know what I did different here on this go. This was, I think I just went stuff the pain, just pushed through it. My hamstring is very cooked from that now. I think it was that moment there where I was like falling out and just really pulled in. My hamstring's still sore. So yeah, but I guess that's comps. And when I stood up, when I was chalking up, I said to myself, you need to zone this because you're not getting back up here. So I just took my time, climbed really methodically. I'm actually pretty happy with how I climbed this section. There's a bit of misreading again at the top bit, but like here, I had no idea how to switch my left hand into that side pull, and coming into that press really just allowed me to sink into that side pull and get the zone hold. And then this bit here, I misread. You're supposed to go out to that right hand and then come left hand into that undercling. I didn't see it as a dynamic move. I think with how I felt at this moment, I probably would have been able to do it, but I just didn't see the move at all. I think it's a matter of not reading that high into the boulder, but yeah, that's unfortunately comps. And then this is another boulder that really suited my style, which I am really disappointed with because I could not zone it. This is the only boulder in the entire competition that I could not zone. It is campsing, which I'm very good at, and there were 3 betas that I saw how to do it. The one was once you hit that underside of the volume, you kind of heel hook where your left hand is, which I didn't even see as a viable option. Then there was the 2 campusing methods, which is still facing out, pull up as high as you can and then twist, or twist as high as you can, or twist as far as you can, place your feet against the wall and then pull up as high as you can. I was kind of in between both. You're kind of seeing I'm pulling up and twisting before each motion is done right, so yeah. This one surprised me though. So as you can see there at the start, I kind of wanted to get the toe hook on first because of my toe hook ability, but it was actually good enough that I could just jump into it and it wasn't that hard. This was probably one of the ones that suited my style the least. And it was actually a really hard boulder. I was actually able to climb it fairly well. Made some good progress. If you look real closely on the next go, have a look at where my right foot lands on that purple volume, and just tell me how you think that would have gone. If you can't really see it too clearly, I have about an inch of rubber on that volume when I landed. I felt super unstable, and everything going through my brain was just like, don't drop this. If you fall, you're gonna grate your entire shin. So I took it real slow, and then I just couldn't figure out how to get past this that middle section, and I wasn't able to actually hit the zone again. So it's actually pretty good being able to hit it that one go. Yeah, I'm quite happy with it, considering it didn't suit me at all. I'm normally really, really bad at these kinds of moves, and I actually did climb it really well for the one move that I did. But yeah, I guess all in all, there's only 2 climbs that suited my style in the 9 boulders that I did. So I'm actually quite happy with the fact that I did like as well as I did. I ended up finishing 13th. One top would have got me into finals. That's how tight it was. But I think the main issue I had was I just wasn't reading the boulders properly. As in, I read the start really well, but for most of them, I didn't read the end really well. So like this last boulder, that red boulder, the second boulder in finals, I read to a certain point in the climb and I stop. I need to get into a habit of reading the entire thing so that I know what I'm doing. It's one of the things I tell my clients that I coach, is make sure you read everything so that when you get to a certain spot, you know what to do. Like make a couple decisions, figure out a couple different ways to do that section of the climb. But I just wasn't doing it in this comp. I guess that's competitions for you though. You get in your own head, or you dissociate from your own head and you just do the wrong things, which does happen. But yeah, that's okay. That's climbing comps. I'm pretty excited for the next one, which is a couple of weeks away. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Body's moving really well, and we'll see how we go in that one. So yeah, I'm not sure how to end this one, but yeah, we'll see you guys next time.